And we're live. Good evening from the press box at Portman Road ahead of Ipswich Town. Back in championship action against Stoke City. Can Ipswich Town back it up? Can they end this stop-start, one step forwards, one step back season that they're having so far and really build some momentum? 3-0 winners here against league leaders Coventry City. Were runaway league leaders Coventry. Their 10-point gap at the top has now been cut to 5. They drew last night against 10-man Preston, which backs up Cedric Kipre's claim that they are catchable. I spoke to Cedric at the press conference yesterday. But I digress. It's another home game here tonight under the lights at Portman Road, which always feels a bit special. Ipswich, less than a week ago, we were riddled with angst about which way this season was going to go after that pretty dire midweek performance at Blackburn. The last gasp equaliser from Sindre Balotelli aside, there was not a lot of positives to take from that. It came off the back of a defeat at Oxford. It came off the back of albeit a win at Hull, but a fairly unconvincing performance for 70 minutes or so of that. We've had some frustrations here at Portman Road with the draws against Watford and Wrexham as well. It was only so long we could keep saying, when is this team going to click? Give them a bit of time. We were starting to feel that a third of the way into the season that there weren't too many signs of that. But then Coventry get beaten 3-0 at the weekend. And the next big question, of course, is what sort of team will Kieran McKenna pick off the back of that? My feeling was the mass midweek rotation had to stop. I could see some of the logic, a lot of the logic behind it in terms of Kieran McKenna wanting to give good players fair chances, to keep them match ready, to limit injuries during a busy part of the season. But at some point, team chemistry had to be prioritised. The core of a starting 11 had to emerge. Are we at that stage now? Just the one enforced change tonight. George Hurst suspended after picking up his 5th booking of the season in the final game before that amnesty game, number 19. Bit of controversy there because one of those bookings came in the abandoned game at Blackburn. So essentially, Ipswich played 20 games rather than 19 for that 5 booking limit. And the 5th of those bookings was soft in the extreme, wasn't it, against Stoke at the weekend? But nevertheless, he is suspended. Even Azon comes in for him, who got his first Portman Road goal at the weekend with virtually the last kick to seal that win against Coventry off the bench. So he starts. Otherwise, it's the same team that faced Coventry. Just a reminder of that, Christian Walton, who made a couple more really big saves, didn't he, at the weekend, keeps his place in goal. Alex Palmer is back from injury, that calf injury that's kept him out since the Charlton home defeat, but he is on the bench. It's Walton's shirt to lose at the moment, isn't it? Back 4 unchanged: Furlong, O'Shea, Kipre and Ments at the weekend, wasn't he? And Leif Davis at left back. Midfield of Matasiwa and Taylor, which looks like it's got a nice little balance to it at the moment. And then the 3 in behind is Sindre Balotelli, 2 goals in 2 games for him. His first Portman Road goal as well at the weekend. Marcelino Nunez. Many people's pick for man of the match. There was a few options at the weekend, but his forward passing, brilliant. That outside of the boot pass, exquisite. The assist for Hurst's goal, and the all-round energy as well. I've been reliably told by a member of staff tonight that Marcelino Nunez covered more ground than any Ipswich player has since they've been keeping data here at this football club. That was the amount of effort that he put into Saturday's game. Hopefully that hasn't taken too much out of him. He goes again in the number 10 slot. Jaden Philogene, who provided the assist for Sindre for the first goal, but his off-the-ball work was what really impressed me at the weekend. I think 6 tackles, 3 interceptions. I asked the question in my team news piece ahead of that game, is he a team player? We know he can score worldies. We know he can beat a man. He's got skill. But can he do the ugly part of the game? He certainly answered a few of those questions with that performance on Saturday. So, same again, please, tonight, Jaden. As I mentioned, Azon up front. Bench is Palmer back from that calf injury, as I say. Ben Johnson, Ashley Young, Jacob Greaves, defensive options. Then you've got Jens Kajusta, Casey McAteer, Sam Schmodix, who made his injury return as a late sub at the weekend, Chuba Akpom and Jack Clark. It's not a bad bench at all, is it? Before I come on to some chat around Stoke, their form, their lineup tonight, a familiar face among them. Let's take a few of your thoughts. If we've got a few of you starting to join me. Andy, good evening, a regular on these. So thanks for joining us, Andy. Good evening, Doc. The Cov win means nothing unless we follow it up. Come on, the boys, up at town. Absolutely, Andy. I think, as I alluded to earlier, and as Kieran McKenna admitted in his press conference yesterday, now it's about consistency. We know what this team is capable of. We know the talent that these individual players have. We've seen it, haven't we? We've seen it in the big win against Sheffield United, the long-awaited Derby win, 4-1 wins at QPR and Swansea as well. There have been plenty of highs in this season, but there have been too many big steps back off the back of those big days, hasn't there? Performances need to become a bit more consistent, and hopefully that comes with a bit more consistency in team selection. Interested to know your thoughts on that. It seems to be, looking at the replies to the Ipswich team news on Twitter, that general consensus is happy to see that tonight. I know there is a big game at Leicester at the weekend on the horizon, but let's not worry about that one. Every game has the same points on offer, and for me it's vital that Ipswich start to win a few hearts and minds here at Portman Road, build a bit of momentum, and then worry about Saturday when it comes. Horse Hollerer here, very happy with the lineup. Azon has been great from the bench, but hoping for a better start from him tonight. Come on, you Blues. Yeah, let me have a little look at the starts that Azon has made. He has started at Blackburn last time out. Wasn't a great performance from the team in general. When else did he start? In the home game against Wrexham. Again, frustrating day for everybody, wasn't it? 0-0. Charlton 3-0. He started in that one. And the 1-1 draw at Bristol City, he started in as well. So he's looked lively off the bench, we were told. When even Azon signed, he'd be a player that fans would love for his all-action energy and hustle and bustle, and we've seen that, and it's been effective off the bench at times. He can have more goals than the two that he's got so far. Finally broke his dry spell at Swansea, didn't he, with that header. Got the goal at the weekend at the second time of asking after the cross got cut out, but he's had some real chances, hasn't he? It was was it Watford or Wrexham? Watford or Wrexham, AJ, when Azon had the header? Watford, where he had a big-headed chance, a couple of big-headed chances late on there. He's hit the post at least once from memory. He could certainly have more goals on the board, and I'm hoping getting that first one here at the weekend is going to put a bit of pep in his step tonight, and he can lead the line well. But yeah, big night for him. Absolutely. Ben Southgate here. Morning from Sydney. Good morning, Ben. Don't know what time it is there. You'll have to let us know. Is the lineup a case of Kieran couldn't drop anyone after Saturday, or a bit of pressure to not make as many midweek changes as usual? I would say with reasonable confidence the former, Ben. I don't think Kieran McKenna is the man that sort of bows to general consensus pressure, fan pressure. I think he'd have done that sooner if that is the case. He's a man of his principles. He believes strongly that he built the squad a certain way. We've asked him a lot about squad rotation. Most recently, after the Blackburn game, I brought it up again with him and asked if the pros were outweighing the cons. He gave a 7-minute rebuttal to that he brought good players to this football club not to sit on the bench. He wants them all to be match ready. He wants them all to have fair chances. He made the point that if he'd have played the same team week in, week out, that it wouldn't be injury-free virtually as what it is now. It's only Wes Burns who's sidelined at the moment, and he's not far away. He made his long-awaited comeback from that ACL at Liverpool in an under-21s game recently. Sustained quite a heavy cut to his leg in that match, which has just put him back a little bit, but West Burns aside, everyone is available tonight. Palmer's back, Schmodic is back, and Kieran makes the point that wouldn't have been the case were it not for this rotation. And you only have to look now at the teams that Ipswich are playing. Most weeks now I'm finding that teams have got 2-3 players out. Stoke tonight have got a few players out. Coventry are now starting to feel the pinch. As good as they've been as a team, are they about to find their squad's going to get tested a little bit going into these winter months? We'll have to wait and see. The proof will be in the pudding. But I do want to start seeing a bit of team chemistry emerge, some relationships emerge. And if you can't go again after a 3-0 win against the league leaders with your team, then when can you? I think that probably sends a bit of the wrong message to the players. And the lights are starting to dip here. We've got something a little bit different tonight. I'm told we've got a light show. So I might flip the laptop round in a minute and show you. Alex has got his camera out to film this. There's an atmosphere committee at Portman Road, so I'm told. They've been working on a few ideas to try and hype this place up, because it's been a little bit flat at times, and that comes from the team. Yeah, appropriate noises, some oohs and ahs, like you get the fireworks. I'm going to let you watch this. There you go. We got floodlights going. We got the digital advertising boards doing a few bits and pieces. I'm hoping the atmosphere is better tonight. It was pretty flat in the first half on Saturday, and understandably so. As I say, a bit of angst about where Ipswich are at. Some of the flat performances, certainly the performance at Blackburn. The onus was on the players to lift the crowd, and they did that in the second half. And I'm hoping tonight, midweek, it's always a bit of a better atmosphere under the floodlights, that the atmosphere is a bit better tonight, and the team and the crowd can feed off of each other, and a little bit of unity starts to grow. Ben's just got back to me, 6:30 a.m. it says in Sydney, so it's pretty early doors for you there, Ben. People from you, the Rugby Soundy. Interesting name. Hoping to see some patterns of play emerging consistently with a more settled lineup. Absolutely, that's what we want to see. Lots of you agreeing that they're happy with the lineup tonight. Jason here needs to get going straight from the off, get the ball moving and players working for each other. Phil here, evening from Belgium. Good evening, Phil. Always interested to see you all joining from far and wide. Let's have a little chat about Stoke before we wrap up. Stoke were flying at the start of this season. Real surprise package. In a relegation scrap last season, just about beat the drop towards the end. Mark Robbins, obviously real experienced manager. He came in January to sort of turn things around for them. They were second up until fairly recently. Kieran McKenna says they're one of the best footballing sides in the Championship from what he's seen. Their striker, who am I talking about here? The striker who's on loan from Man City, Divin Mubama, was certainly one Kieran McKenna had a look about in the summer. But they've dipped of late. 4 defeats from their last 5 going into this. And they're fresh off the back of a 4-0 thumping at Sheffield United on Saturday. Set pieces were their Achilles heel in that game. Mark Robbins bemoaned the fact that his players didn't want to go and head the ball. I think the first 2 goals came from set pieces in that one. Maybe that might be a route to success for Ipswich tonight. We'll see. I'm hoping Stoke want to come here and play like Coventry did at the weekend, because that suits Ipswich a lot more than facing some of the deep blocks and some of the anti-football that we've seen. Realistically, I wonder whether Stoke might go back to basics a little bit and come here off the back of some chastening experiences and try and sharp shop and counter-attack and look to strike on set pieces and look to frustrate. We'll see. Hopefully Ipswich can set the tone, start fast, get that all-important first goal, which seems to be massive in the Championship, a division of such fine margins. Everyone's been asking me tonight, what do you expect? I do not have a clue. You do not know what you're going to get from Ipswich Town this season. You do not know what you're going to get from the Championship as well, one of the most even and unpredictable divisions in world football. I'm hoping Ipswich can kick on. I'm hoping momentum can build from here. We just have the fire cannons, some firework type things shooting off. Ipswich and players shaking hands with Stoke. Ipswich in their home kit, Stoke in their red and white striped home kit as well. Team sheets being read out. We are 4 minutes from kickoff, so I'll wrap it up there. Join me for the live updates as usual on the website. That's free tonight. Subscribe if you want. You know the drill now. £6 for 6 months. Fingers crossed, everybody. See you on the other side.